Introduction to Custom Decorators in NestJS. Welcome to the lecture on custom decorators in NestJS. We're going to look at how we can leverage custom decorators to make NestJS applications more readable and maintainable. So if you looked at previous lecture video, we saw that NestJS uses decorators a lot, which we'll kind of dive into during this lecture. Understanding decorators. So let's get a brief overview of what decorators are. So a decorator is an expression that returns a function and can take a target, name, and property descriptor as arguments. So they are prefixed with an add character and are placed at the top of what they are intended to decorate, and decorators can be applied to classes, methods, and properties to modify their behavior and add metadata. So NestJS provides several built-in parameter decorators that simplify accessing request-related data within HTTP route handlers. So that way, these decorators, you might have noticed that they are common. They map really well to common express and fastify objects. So for instance, request maps to request, while response maps to response object. And other useful decorators include next, session, param, body, query, headers, IP, host param. And these decorators make your code cleaner and more concise by reducing the boilerplate code required to extract these values. Creating custom decorators. So while built-in decorators are useful, there are scenarios where you need custom decorators to encapsulate repetitive logic and improve code readability. So for example, instead of manually extracting the user property from request object in multiple handlers, you can create a custom user decorator to streamline this process. So here is an example. In this code, we are using the create param decorator function from NestJS common. So this function takes a callback that receives the data and execution context. So inside the callback, we extract the request object from the context and return the user property. So once we have our custom user decorator, we can use it in our controllers to access the user property more easily. Here is an example. So the user decorator here is used to inject the user property directly into the handler method, so making the code more readable and concise. Passing data to decorators. Sometimes you may want your decorator to behave differently based on certain conditions. You can achieve this by passing argument to the decorator's factory function. So for example, if you want to extract specific properties from the user object, you can modify user decorator to accept data parameter. So in this updated code, we are specifying which property to extract when using the decorator. Uses of decorator with arguments. So using the enhanced user decorator, you can now access specific properties of the user object. So in this example, you can see that user decorator extracts the first name property from the user object. And this approach makes your request handler more flexible and readable. In TypeScript, you can enforce type safety when creating custom decorators. The create param decorator function is generic. It means that it allows you to specify the type of the data parameter. So this ensures that your decorator behaves as expected and integrates well with the TypeScript type system. By doing this, you can avoid any runtime errors and make your code more robust. Working with pipes, so NestJS treats custom param decorators the same way it treats built-in ones like body decorator, param decorator, and query decorator. So this means that pipes, which are used for validation and transformation, are executed for custom annotated parameters as well. So you can apply pipes directly to your custom decorators. So one thing to note is that the validate custom decorators option must be set to true for this to work. Decorator composition. So decorator composition allows you to combine multiple decorators into a single one. And this is useful when you have several related decorators that you want to apply together. So NestJS provides the apply decorators helper methods from NestJS common for a purpose like this. So we can see that this auth decorator combines multiple authentication related decorators such as set metadata, use guard, API bearer auth, API unauthorized response. Usage of compose decorators. So once you have created your compose auth decorator, you can use it in your controllers like this. So in this example, this auth decorator applies to all these specified authentication related decorators to the find all users method. And this approach simplifies your code by reducing redundancy and making your controllers cleaner. Conclusion. So custom decorators in NestJS can significantly enhance code readability and maintainability. By encapsulating repetitive logic and composing multiple functionalities, custom decorators help you write cleaner NestJS applications. Thank you everyone for listening.